Well, as you can see, wave, Liam.
Hey.
Are you enjoying the creek?
Yep.
Is it nice and warm?
No.
No, it's pretty darn cold, isn't it? But it's a way we cool off in the summer. But we've been hearing some terrible things, haven't we, about people who are actually wading or swimming in warm water.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to the video.
Yep.
Flesh-eating bacteria. Just think of it. Little microscopic zombies eating your flesh from the inside out. I mean, how horrific is that? Well, it sounds pretty horrific to me. And now that I think of it, it would probably make a great zombie movie. Oh, and stick around. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about the true zombie amoeba. It really does eat your brain. But not going to go into it till the end. Well, the media has been covering this a lot lately, especially the Vibrio vulnificus. I think that's how you say it. That is the bacteria that we've been hearing about in the media for people that have gotten it and may have died in Florida or along the East Coast. So what is this bacteria, and is it something that we have to be worried about? Vibrio vulnificus has been around for a long time. It's happy when it's in warm salt water or brackish water, which is where the salt water meets the fresh water in a river. That is what it needs. It needs warm temperatures to thrive. And this same bacteria is what can make you very sick if you eat undercooked or raw shellfish. You don't cook your clams long enough, you can get pretty darn sick. And it's from this bacteria that you have ingested within. But there's another way to get this bacteria in your body, and that is from the outside through a wound, a scrape, some way into your body. And when that happens, it can become the flesh-eating bacteria. It's a necrotizing. It will kill the cells around the wound and gradually spread and spread. And in bad cases, you might have to have the limb actually amputated because they can't stop the spread of the necrotizing cells. Now, if it's caught early enough, antibiotic IV therapy may take care of it, and you don't have to lose a limb. The signs are similar to cellulitis. You get a swelling, it turns red, starts spreading, and it's painful. Well, you know what? That's a case to go in and to the urgent care and have it looked at, because if it's cellulitis, you should look at it too. So, if you see that and you have been in warm seawater or brackish water, you definitely want to get it looked at. But it's still very, very rare that these infections happen. Now, people with compromised immune systems are more likely to catch this or be affected by it, I guess. Especially those that have liver disease and went through cancer. And they say those that are smokers too are more likely to get this type of infection. Now, media has made this sound like it's happening all over the place all of a sudden, right? My gosh, it happened to this man from Ohio, and now he's in Florida. It happened to this woman. It happened to this child. I mean, let's just look at some of these headlines. Florida woman says father died after contracting flesh-eating bacteria from beach. 12-year-old is walking again after contracting flesh-eating bacteria during family vacation. Florida man contracts flesh-eating bacteria without touching water, where it's typically found. Flesh-eating disease, not limited to Gulf Coast. Is flesh-eating bacteria more common in Utah than you'd think? Doctor weighs in. Flesh-eating bacteria incidents reported. Experts warn warming oceans could make it more common. Flesh-eating bacteria cases increase, and Cooper researchers believe climate change is behind it. I mean, wow, is it safe to go in the water? I don't know. Well, I think I kind of do know. Well, there's some simple things you can do to protect yourself. One of them is to be careful. You don't want to cut the bottom of your foot, especially when you're walking in water. So wear some aqua shoes, aqua socks, and that way you don't have to be concerned so much from sharp objects. If you do have a scrape or a wound and you want to go in the seawater, then make sure you have a waterproof adhesive bandage on it. And make sure it really is waterproof. Those two things will keep you much, much safer. And if something happened and you did get a cut while you're there, try to quickly treat it with, they say even hand sanitizer may help. Now for those that do get the infection, 50% can die. So it is serious, but if you treat it when you first suspect that something's going on, you have a lot better likelihood of surviving it, and surviving it without losing a limb. So let's be smart. But all this media coverage, I can't help but wonder again, is this the similar to the shark attacks of 2001? In 2001, you would think that sharks were going crazy and attacking swimmers wherever in the ocean. Every time there was a little bite or an actual attack, it was capitalized on by the media. And this got to be known as even the serious news channel, not the newstainment channels, were covering this. And people were afraid to go in the water. Well, then along came 9/11 and the media went on to something else. Well, much later we find out that there were not more shark attacks that year. There was just more coverage of it by the media. Well, is that same thing happening with the flesh-eating bacteria? Maybe. I don't know. It does seem to be slightly up on the East Coast. Could that be because of global warming and certain bodies of water are staying warmer? Sure, that's a possibility. But we don't have a lot of statistics on this. And like I said, very often they were underreported or confused with cellulitis. So we really don't know what the true incident was. If you don't know what it was, how can you say there's an increase now? So, should you be concerned? I don't really think so. I think you should just take good precautions before you go in the water. Now, in the beginning, I told you I'd share with you the true zombies of the world. Although extremely rare, there is an amoeba that actually you're in the water and it can go in through your nose and up and start eating the lining around your brain. Doesn't that sound like a zombie? I call it the zombie amoeba. But its real name is Naegleria fowleri. Again, not quite sure how to pronounce that. And many moons ago, when my son was 10, and we were out in Yellowstone in the northern part of the park, we decided to wade in, I think it's called the Boiling River. And after we're wading, right, we see a sign that says that this amoeba could be present. And do not open your mouth underwater, do not go underwater, do not get any water up your nose, blah, 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 blah. Well, we still remember this because my youngest son Jake just panicked, even though we hadn't actually went under the water, and thought for sure he was going to die. And he had this worse headache for 2 hours afterwards. Anyway, turned out, of course, it was fine. But that is one place where they have found this amoeba. Now, you can also get this amoeba, I think you've heard this in past news reports, by infected, are they called neti pots? You do that to try to clear out your sinuses. That has happened to people. And I believe there's only been 34 cases in the last 10 years, and just about all of them have proved fatal. But again, extremely, extremely rare. But to me, this is the true zombie amoeba. Well, I hope you are enjoying the summer and going into the water like my grandson and enjoying yourself. And here, we don't worry about warm water. Believe me, it's spring fed and it is pretty darn cold.
please subscribe and like my grandma's video.
Oh, thank you, Liam. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
This is Prepper Poopery saying, be safe this summer, but enjoy it. Thanks. Thumbs up if you like this video. Florida Health has an excellent webpage on Fibrio vulnificus. It's called Swim It, Shore It, or Dodge It. And here's the URL, and I urge you to look at it if you're interested in more information.